Hello, my name is Dr. Emily Sherwood. I hold a doctorate in literacy, that means teaching people how to read, and I've also worked for 14 years with English language learners, helping them to read better in English. Today I'm going to share top 5 ways to read better in English. Reading is often a difficult skill for many English language learners. Many people try many different things to improve their reading for academic reasons, to do better in school, or sometimes for work reasons, to do better at a job, to prepare for standardized tests. There are many reasons why you might want to learn how to read better. Some people just like to read, and they want to read better in English so that they can read books and articles and the news in English for personal reasons. And all of those are great reasons. So I'm sharing some things that will help you to read better. Number 5 is to learn the patterns of English. In English, we call this morphology. Sometimes you also see word study. What this means is understanding how words work in English. For beginners, or for people who maybe struggle with what we call decoding, which is sounding out words, being able to say words when they're on a paper, I like to start with what is called phonics, and that's the sound system in English. You learn the alphabet, which are the letters and the sounds that go with them. Then you learn how sounds go together to make words. And this is studied in almost all elementary schools in the United States. So this is considered a foundation of reading, a way to help you to begin reading. Phonics is one of the easiest ways to learn how to read in English, and it's also very helpful to learn new words, because if you know the sounds the words make, then you can learn how to read other words. For students who already know basic phonics or who are more advanced in their English reading, morphology includes things like prefixes, which go at the beginning of the word and give a clue to what the word says. It includes things like multiple meaning words, words that have more than one meaning in English, or homonyms, which are words that look the same but have different meanings. And knowing word study or morphology, how words work, greatly helps you to read, because you are able to read words even if you do not know what the word means right away, even if it's a brand new word. It will help you to discover the meanings of words and how to say the words without ever seeing the word before. So word study is really helpful, and I hope in the future on my page to be able to offer some word study resources and even some tutoring in word study and assessment to help you to determine your level of English word study. Word study is one of the fastest ways to improve. It is very easy for most students to quickly improve with word study. Number 4 is talk about what you read. There is a link between reading and speaking. If you speak in English, it will help you read in English. If you read in English, it will help you speak in English. So I encourage you to talk about what you're reading in English to family, to friends. If you are on any Facebook groups or social media groups, those are great places to talk. Anytime that you can discuss what you're reading, it will greatly help you to improve your reading skills. Number 3 is to use reading strategies. Strategies are tools to help you to read better. So for example, one strategy you might use is to make a graphic organizer and write down things that you are reading. that will help you to organize what you are reading in your head and to be able to read and understand. I hope to have some more information on reading strategies in the future on my page and on my website, because reading strategies do really help with understanding, what we call comprehension of reading. Number 2 is writing. Just like there's a correlation between speaking and reading, there's also a link between reading and writing. Many times people don't like to write. They think it's boring, they think it's silly sometimes, but writing can really help you, and it doesn't have to be that you write a full essay about what you're reading. That would be boring for most people and hard and not fun. But you can write maybe a journal entry, you can write and draw about what you read. If you have a child especially that is trying to improve his or her English skills, sometimes they like to draw and just write 1 or 2 sentences. Writing will really help you to improve your English. Number 1 is the one thing that can help you with reading the most. And when I tell many people this thing that I suggest, a lot of them are really surprised. They think it can't be this easy, and they have a hard time with what I suggest because it seems like it's too simple. But the number 1 thing that will help you with English reading is simply to read. You can read anything. It doesn't have to be very long. It doesn't have to be a really hard text for you. It can just be something fun that you like. It can be a book, it can be a magazine, it could be a newspaper, it can be fiction, make-believe, it could be nonfiction, which means it's real. It really doesn't matter what you read. It can be anything in English will help you with your reading. Why is it that we spend so much money on programs and we spend money on very expensive lessons sometimes, tutoring, and really reading is better than any of that? So to read, you just choose something you like. The kind of the time that it takes to read to really improve your reading is 15 to 30 minutes a day. So if you have 15 to 30 minutes a day extra that you can read, that's great in English. And it can be anything. Again, it can be in a computer, or it can be in a book, just a hard copy book. You can read with children, you can read out loud, you can read silently. Any kind of reading you do will help you. Now, it is important that you choose something that you like and that you can read. So if you choose a book and you start the book and it's just really hard, you don't really understand it, that's not a good book for you. Sometimes students think that they have to read something hard. You don't. And you will not improve your reading if it's too hard. So choose something that you really like and that you can read. It doesn't have to be an academic book. Many of the students I work with like what we call graphic novels, which are comic books. And they like the pictures and they like the characters in them because it's very easy to understand. And that's fine. Anything you like to read will help you as long as you can understand it. And on my website, I have some book links that might help you to read at different stages. Might give you some ideas of what to read. That's often something that people don't know is even what they like to read, especially if you come from a culture where reading's not done for fun. So I encourage you to look at my website and to see if you like any of the books I recommend. You can also go to a library if you have a library nearby that has English language books, or a bookstore, and just look at books and choose a book that you think would be really interesting and really fun for you. You might want to think about your interest. If you love sports, read about sports. Read about your favorite soccer player or your favorite football team, American football. If you love animals, read about your favorite animal. Think about the interests you have and you can read about it. So those are my top 5 ways to learn English better. Please bookmark my page, my website. If you have access to Facebook, you can add me to your Facebook, which is the English Reading Place. And I'm hoping over time to have a lot of these resources to better help you to read in English. And thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day.